An important factor in a game like ping pong is obviously keeping score. So now we're going to create two winning zones, essentially a wall on the left hand side and a wall on the right hand side to indicate whether someone has scored a point. We're going to begin by making some attributes in our scene editor. So if you select attributes, and we're going to add two new attributes. The first one's going to be P1 score, so if we just click on the plus here, and it's going to be an integer type attribute, which is a number type attribute, and if you select choose, and we're going to call that P1 score. And we're going to add a second one, which is going to be called, yep, you guessed it, P2 score. Okay, and now we're going to create some more actors. So if you select the actor tab in the scene editor, and we just go to plus, and we're going to create our left winning zone to begin with. So if you double click on your actor, and let's call that left winning zone. You can follow, of course, with me in your Learn Game Salad manual on page 45. So that's left winning zone. The size, let's check, losing my voice there. The size width is 10. The size height is 320. The color, we're going to actually go for invisible. So if you double click on color, and let's turn the opacity right down to 0, so that means it's now transparent, so invisible or see-through, whichever you want to call it. And if we just scroll down to our physics, click on the triangle, we're going to change our density to 0. We're going to change our physics movable. We're going to uncheck that. And I believe that's everything that we need. Add a rule. You can follow the rule on page 46. It's in annotation format, but I'm going to explain it to you now. So please don't worry. If you just select create rule, okay, and the rule we want to add, when all actor receives event, and it says overlaps or collides with actor of type, and we want the ball, so with actor of type ball, and we want to now add a change attribute to our behaviors. So just drag and drop a change attribute from our behavior library, and we want this to be for the game attribute that we added earlier, this time P2 score, because it's on the left side. So for player 2 score, and we want to use the expression editor also, and our expression is basically going to add an increment. So every time that player 2 hits the left winning zone, it's going to add a +1. So we're going to select our drop down menu here, and we're going to go to game. We want to add our P2 score attribute, just double click on that, and we want to just say +1, and just tick that, and we'll be happy. Bring that over here, just tick here, and excellent. And we're going to also do this exact same step for the right winning zone, but obviously it's going to be game.p1 score to game.p1 score +1, which is an increment as I explained. Excellent. So let's just, why not jump over to the other side, and let's do that then. Back. So just add another actor. We're going to double click on it, call it right winning zone. Right winning zone. The size is going to be exact same details as our previous one. So width is 10, height is 320, color is going to be our transparent color, so it's 0 on the opacity, and physics density is 0, change that to a 0. Any additions? Yep, you guessed it, we have to uncheck movable because we don't want it to move anywhere. And we're going to add our rule quickly. Just jump over this side, actor receives event, overlaps or collides in that area with actor of type ball, and we're going to add a change attribute behavior from our behavior list. Drag and drop that. I'm going a little bit faster as we've covered it already. And if you remember, this time we're going to make a slight change. It's going to be our game attribute for P1 score because we are going to the reverse side. P1 score, double click, our expression editor, down arrow, game attribute P1 score, and then our increment +1 every time it's hit. And again, just tick on our expression. And let's preview and let's see how this works. Okay, firstly, of course, I need to go back into my scene and add my walls as appropriately. So my left winning zone is on the left side, and just add it just marginally out of the scene, and my right winning zone on the reverse side. Again, just marginally on our scene. So let's have a go. Okay, but the crazy thing is we won't know the scores unless we have some form of score count or score editor. So let's do that in our next video.